Hello guys, this is Everett for Xero Shoes, Xero Shoes Ambassador, Xero. Today I have the privilege to be reviewing the Oswego, new shoe in the lineup for Xero this fall. And this is one of the running shoes in the series. Very different from any other product that you've seen from Xero Shoes before. In that reason that it is a one-piece material, so there is no tongue like you would have with typical running shoes such as the HFS, the Prios or other ones. So it's a knitted canva, and I believe it's hemp. So also very solid. It's lighter than most of the shoes I've seen in the lineup. The treading is similar to, well, it's an hybrid, I would say. So it's both a road shoe and minimal trail shoe. So you have the small treadings there. All right, so Z shape. Very impressive in terms of responsiveness as you run. I have had at least, I believe, 50K in those since I started testing them. And I would say that the most significant thing that I've observed is that you don't feel like you have shoes on. It is true of, I would say, all of Xero shoes because it respects the natural movement of the foot. And as a general stance, I believe that those are there's a good reason for that because it's foot shaped. But adding to this that you don't feel that there is some materials that is stopping on the top of your foot. On top of this, it's as comfortable as a sock, and you see it there. It actually is a sock, and then you can adjust with the lacing. But it really just slips on, and you forget real quick that you're wearing any shoes actually, except you're well protected, even though it will respect the movement of your feet in any direction that your feet want to go. It will also protect you from rocks, from anything that you wouldn't want to be hurting your feet. Another interesting thing that I've observed with this is when you run into a wet patch or into mud, most shoes will actually just absorb the liquid and will become really heavy, and usually it will last for the whole duration of your run. Something really pleasant with this is that it dries up really quickly, so it doesn't really absorb any liquid, so the liquid will of course come in and come out. It's not hydrophobic, but it will not retain any water weight. So especially if you run sockless, like I've been doing most of the time in these, you don't have to worry about the impact of having your feet sweat. So I've ran on the beach with these, having some time just a little bit into the water, and did not really impact my overall run. So that's something that I could really appreciate. To give you a great contrast is when you run with sandals, as I do most of the time in Xero shoes. Well, whenever it's wet, you're gonna get slippery from the inside, right? So your foot will slip onto the actual sole of the sandal. While in these, not only will it not slip, but you will not even notice that you have any impact in terms of having your feet sweat. I know there are several other brands that already did these type of things of having a one-piece knitted material, but I still feel like the overall product that Xero is delivering there is quite unique. So you still have the same Z pattern that will wrap up against your your knee there, and then the lacing is the rounded fabric there, so you will have some stretch, of course, from this, so it will stretch and it adjusts just perfectly. So once you have the perfect lacing, you just wrap it up and forget you're even wearing shoes. You probably, guys, if you're familiar with longer distance or ultra running, you will notice that at some point your feet are swelling, especially on the top of the foot. You can develop some severe top of the foot pain during your run, and even long lasting after a run. So having this new product from Xero Shoes is something I would definitely consider running into for an ultra, especially ultra in a trail where it's going to be really muddy, for the reason I gave before, but also because it will allow your feet to actually grow and expand without actually having some painful pressure on top, like some tongue would give out to you, especially with some straight lacing, that you will feel the lacing over the time as your feet is expanding. So it gives you a lot of room and improved comfort compared to several other shoes you may consider that in the same category. So it is also a shoe that is built to last. So you can see there, it's really solid construction. There's no appearance of weakness in this, and the fact that it's one piece will also, to me, looks like very durable. And as you know, the sole themselves have a warranty for up to 5,000 miles. Yes, that's true, 5,000 miles for any actual Xero shoes. So it's built to last. It's an investment that you can definitely trust into your return on investment, that's for sure. Yeah, so this is again yet another awesome product that I've enjoyed every moment that I've been running into these. Just a side note, if you guys are not familiar with Minimalist Running, I would still recommend that you apply the base principle of not too much too soon. In this or any other minimalist running shoe, sandal, or even if you go barefoot running, most of the people that will actually get too enthusiastic and then hurt themselves and then believe that, well, minimalist running is the reason why I injured myself. It's basically, we need to understand that our body needs to adapt to any significant change like this. So we've been barefoot for millennials, but just in a span of a couple of decades, we've weakened ourselves like majorly with some supportive running shoes or just walking shoes or high heels. So our foot are weak to begin with, even if we are experienced runner, because I myself been running for several years before I transitioned into minimalist running. And I did myself the error of going much too far into the transition too quick. So the first day I've run into a Xero shoe, moving from a really high up, strong solid shoe from Nike, not to name it, but so transitioning into this is like, oh wow, what a liberty. Yes, and I've ran an half marathon that day, and I felt it for several weeks afterwards. So all that to say that there is some awesome resources on Xero blog. So I would recommend that anybody who is considering starting to run or transitioning from already being an experienced runner into minimalist, this is definitely a shoe you could consider. Because it is overall, you can do light trail, as I said, you can do most of your road running in these, and I presume as well, because it's needed, that it will also be pretty warm for the winter runnings as well. So it's a good shoe that if you want to not invest into several pair of shoes, this is a good overall shoe that will help you both in your running. You can use it at the gym as well. So, and of course, as for any other product from Xero Shoes, it really is fashionable. Really beautiful product there. And there's different colors also coming. This one is the gray black version for male. I know there's going to be also some feminine colors as well. So as it dropped out, I would definitely encourage all of you considering this shoe, especially if you're getting into this new practice of running / barefoot running.